And dear viewers, now we will go live to a press conference from the National Election Authority to be updated on the latest developments concerning the second day of the elections.
In the name of God, at the end of the second day of in the NEA, in order to follow up on the procedures of the electoral process and to update you on the latest on this electoral process of the elections of the House of Representatives 2025. I salute the judicial institution for your effort, and thanks for the embassies and abroad for their control and regulation of the rerun and enabling Egyptians abroad to vote easily. Thank you for the Minister of Interior for your efforts in order to secure the electoral process and the voters, and to apply the law and regulations professionally in order to combat any violations and complaints regarding any violations in the electoral process. Thank you for the political parties participating in the elections and for what you did for Sons of Egypt and different political parties. Thanks to all the political parties for the effort. The future of each for following up the procedures of the electoral process and communicating with the NEA emergency room and abiding by the regulations of the NEA. Thanks for the people of media and for journalists for their professional coverage. You are the eyes of Egypt, and thank you for all voters who participated in this constitutional. With you, Egypt goes forward on the road of democracy and institutional work. From the emergency room of the NEA, we received 18 complaints, 7 of overcrowding in the polling stations, 6 directing voters, and complaints about giving directions, and all these complaints were dealt with in order to enable the voters to vote smoothly, and for all voters will be enabled to vote without leaving. In Giza we received only 1 complaint, Giza 2, Aswan 1, Bahira 1. As for the age groups from 18 to 30, 3 complaints from 31 to 40, 10 complaints 41 to 50 years, 4 complaints from 60, only 1 male, 16 complaints, females 3 complaints. We received from 6 parties complaints, Sot Shab only 1, Al Adl 2, the Mu'tamar 3, Masri Demokrati 1, Shab Al Jumhuri 1, Dastur 1, and we made our contacts and we facilitate all of this, and we made sure that there are no further complaints related to hindering the electoral process. We dealt with this issue and we gave our directives to the different parties and general committees to submit the complaints in paper form or in hard copy. We gave our directions to revise with you concerning the, and now the delegates, the representative is different from As for the announcement by the heads of general committees is only counting, this is not a result. The announcement by the head of general committees is just counting, not a final result. Announcing the final result is only by the NEA, by Councillor Hazem Badawi. We have next week elections in 55 constituencies in 13 governorates. This is a rerun for the second phase. For Egyptian expatriates will be on 15th December, 17 and 18 for Egyptians inside. All the best for all people, and we'll follow up with the heads of committees and some governorates where there were some complaints. Some of the men from NEA will tell us about the situation there. Good evening, sir. The electoral process in NEA governorate in 489 committees went from the early morning till the closure. There were about 7 complaints about giving directives to voters and propaganda and some sums of money, and this was dealt with. There were 5 in Abu Qarqas and only 1 in Malawi and another one in Banda Emak, central Armenia. Thank you so much. Councillor Abdel Nasser Al-Tayyib, head of the committee of Suhag Governorate, tell us about the situation there. Good evening. At the end of the second day of the rerun at the 7th constituency, there were some overcrowding, and employees were sent there in order to facilitate the voting process. The Suhag, some people were arrested with sums of money to convince voters to vote for a specific candidate. We are following with you in order to enable all voters till the last voter to cast his ballot. Mr. Abdurrahim Abdel Malek, Councillor Abdurrahim Abdel Malek at the Luxor. Good evening, sir. The electoral process went smoothly in Luxor, except for 2 complaints. One of them in the first constituency in Luxor, and the second one in the third constituency in Isna Center, outside the casting ballots. They were ineffective, and these complaints were dealt with. And the voting is about to end in most of the stations, and all voters will be enabled to cast their ballot in 147 committees. Councillor Mohammed Abdel Azim from Bahira Governorate, tell us about the situation there. Good evening, Mr. Ahmed. We are following the closure of all polling stations in Hosh Isa, Mahmoudiyya, Kom Hamada, Dilingat, 300 subcommittee, and we are following the casting the ballot in the high density committees until the closure of the last one. All people will be able to vote. A memorandum was filed against one of the voters, a woman, for complaint because of for a violation, and everything was dealt with, and we'll follow with you until all voters cast their ballots, and until counting, until we need a report concerning all complaints and all and how the general. I repeat, next week we have 55 constituencies in 13 governorates, and the rerun for the second phase. The silence will be on the 14, 12, 17 and 18 December for the Egyptians inside. Thank you all for the follow-up. Thank you so much.
Dear viewers, that was a press conference from the National Election Authority as Councillor Ahmed Bindari, the Executive Director of the National Election Authority, gave an update on the latest developments concerning the second day of the rerun of the first phase of the House of Representatives elections.